Okay, one more question. Do you have a question there?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, can you just tell the difference between the first factor, which is the realization of self-use, and that is one of the understanding or getting rid of that.
But that's an intellectual understanding.
That's what I wanted. And then for Arahant is when you get rid of conceit. So I just want to know the difference.
Yeah, I'll try to clarify.
Okay.
So overcoming, it's called the Sakaya Ditti, the belief in a self. It doesn't get rid of the self, it gets rid of the belief in the self. And so that's attained by the first stage of entering the stream. Is it, you're convinced that the self is an illusion because you had a little glimpse of it, even if it was just for a couple of seconds or longer. You had this experience when the self was totally transcended. And so through retro reviewing the process, you saw that it was through this process of meditation that it happened. But when you come out of that meditation, of course, the sense of self comes back. But now you're not fooled by it. Even though it's hanging there in the back like a shadow, at least you know that it's a shadow. And so you're not apt to give in to it so strongly in the future, although you may still, because you still can make mistakes and lose your mindfulness and so on. But with each succeeding stage, that gets less and less until finally it's eliminated with those subtler traces of conceit are eliminated with that arahantship. It's said to be, there's a simile given of, let's say you wash some clothes in some strong smelling soap, okay? So after you've washed the clothes, there's going to be a smell still on the clothes of that, whatever was in the soap, right? But you put those up, in the cupboard for some time, and over time that smell finally goes away. Is it? So similarly, with the sense of self for the person who has attained the stream entry, that smell of the self or the shadow of it is still lurking in there in the back of the mind, and sometimes it does come up and will start to want to dominate, but your mindfulness will be sharp enough to say, oh, wait, okay, back off. And so it wouldn't lead to doing any of the heavy karmas. No, so Sotapanna would not deliberately kill a human being or kill the mother or father, do these 5 heinous types of crimes because they had that much mindfulness and understanding. But they still could slip up and do more minor types of things because they're not perfect yet. That's why they're still called a trainee. So even a Sotapanna, once returned and never returners, are called trainees because they're still in training to weaken the remaining fetters. And then the Arahant is said to be a non-trainee. He's no longer in training. There's nothing to be trained because he's been fully tamed.
Thank you, Bhante.
Okay.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.